What's up, YouTubers? In this video I'm going to be talking about weighing in on Colin Kaepernick's silent protest. But before I begin the video, I want to establish the fact that I'm 42 years old and that in the mid-80s I am very glad and very fortunate that I was able to experience the glory days with my father while watching the 49ers and remembering the greats such as Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Steve Young, John Taylor, Roger Craig, and Ronnie Lott. And having said that, I am a passionate San Francisco 49ers fan, and being that I'm a passionate 49ers fan, I really got to admit and got to confess, I am so glad and I am so relieved and not to mention satisfied that Colin Kaepernick no longer has any association with the NFL and especially the San Francisco 49ers franchise. And I do want to say another thing. Although President Donald Trump has a tendency to make obnoxious, rude comments in speeches, media, and in tweets, he is absolutely right about one thing, and that is that NFL players should stand for the singing of the national anthem. I'm making no bones about that, and I'm in total 100% agreement with that statement that he makes. So, if Colin Kaepernick has a problem with police brutality, he should write to Congress and express his thoughts about the disgraceful acts of police brutality and not do a silent protest in a NFL uniform. As long as Colin Kaepernick is wearing a full 49ers NFL uniform, he is representing the National Football League, and not to mention the 49ers franchise. So now that he has decided to take a knee as an act of a silent protest, in a sense, he's doing it on behalf of the NFL and the 49ers and against the flag of the United States. And because his silent protest has gained publicity, media, and even the attention of the President of the United States, it has now caused conflict with both the NFL and the 49ers franchise. And anytime you put who you represent in a conflicting situation, you risk losing your career. And the reason why I say against the flag is because the 50 stars on the flag symbolize all the 50 states and every citizen who dwells within the United States. And it is also safe to say that a majority of citizens within the United States do not stand for, nor are we responsible for the acts of police brutality and the abuse of authority. And I feel that Colin Kaepernick should stand for the singing of the national anthem for the simple fact that he is a born and raised native of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, here in the United States. Being such a born citizen of the United States, he should stand because we have more freedom, civil rights, the freedom to vote, the freedom to lobby, the freedom to legislate, and an opportunity to generate as much revenue and success as we possibly can than any other country around the globe. This fact shouldn't just apply to Kaepernick, but to all professional athletes and all citizens who were born natives of the U.S. And so what I'm saying is that as long as you dwell within the United States, you live in this country, and you exist in this country, you should stand for the singing of the national anthem for the simple fact that we have more rights than any other country. But moving along, we should all, both professional athletes and U.S. citizens, should stand for the singing of the national anthem as an act of honoring this country for having more civil rights and freedom than any other country, and not because we are in support of police brutality. To use two countries as an example of limited rights, China has a population control, meaning that they limit women as to how many children they are allowed to produce. But here in the United States, you're allowed to produce as many children as you want, as long as you have the means and resources to take care of them. And according to Wikipedia, under human rights in North Korea, I'll post that link for your convenience. They have no right to a free speech. And also another point I want to draw out is that only radio, television, music, and news providers that are deemed legal are those operated by the government. So to me that sounds like, I guess this is a proper word, it sounds like socialism. Socialism is when, they tell the citizens within that country what they're allowed to have, or allowed to watch, or what they're pretty much what they're allowed to have. But here in the United States, we can watch just about anything we want, as long as it's within our legal boundaries. And also moving along, North Korea's rights has been considered the worst in the world and globally condemned. And also another point I want to draw out from this Wikipedia source is that citizens cannot freely leave the country. Oh, is that so? Wow. And see, that's another point that I want to bring out. Here in the United States, we're allowed to travel anywhere we want to go for our recreation, as long as we have passports and we have the legal means to, as long as we have the legal means and the legal authorization to go to other countries for recreation and vacations and those sort of things. And I for one find police brutality immoral and unethical. And I strongly do not feel that the abuse of local authorities is what this country represents. Our country represents freedom, democracy, and opportunity in this land for unlimited success. In other words, as long as you got the talent and you have the experience, you can make as much money as you possibly want here in the United States. And the acts of police brutality is completely disgraceful and an abuse of authority to the utmost degree. Police officers who commit such acts should be put on administrative leave without pay and receive the maximum punishment from both federal and state law. So all I'm trying to say in this video is that not just Colin Kaepernick, but every citizen who was born and raised a native of the United States, and if you reside in the United States, you should stand for the singing of the national anthem. Because as I pointed out, using North Korea and China as examples, unlike those two countries, we have unlimited rights in this country. We can do whatever we want as long as we are within our legal boundaries and perimeters. And lastly, in closing, what I want to say is that having these rights, we're very fortunate and we're very blessed to have these rights. And because we have such rights, we should stand for the singing of the national anthem. And in closing, not because, I want to point out and be very emphatic, it's not because we're standing up, nor do we support police brutality. Because I'm pretty sure that every citizen within the United States, all of us, all inclusive, I'm pretty sure, and it's safe to say that a majority of us do not find police brutality moral or ethical. If you're a good person, you believe that and you know that that's, as I pointed out, an abuse of authority to the utmost, most disgraceful degree. Hope you enjoyed this video. Post a comment if you like, and these are just my thoughts. You could disagree with my thoughts. You could take what I say as a grain of salt. It's totally up to you. I respect everybody's opinion, and I choose to be unbiased in that aspect. But hope you enjoy this video. Feel free to post a comment. Say whatever you like to say. But thank you for watching. And by watching, thank you for contributing. Thank you, and have a good day.